Alright everybody, so some games aren't selling great. Let's talk about this. First up, hit that bell if you want notifications. So let's start off with Watchdogs 2. Now the first one sold actually really well. You know, it was proclaimed as this, you know, next gen killer app, but it didn't live up to the expectations, and that was a problem. You know, I think a lot of people got burnt out on that. So when this new game was showing off, it looked really good, but was it really going to be what the first game even promised? You know, so I think people were just burnt out on the first one. Another thing you have to realise is that
It's just that
most people probably don't want to buy multiple games of the same genre at the same time, because Mafia 3 only just came out like 2 months ago, and a lot of people bought it. So I'm thinking people just either don't want another open world game so soon, or they just burnt out because of the last one. Next up, let's go to COD. COD apparently is selling like 50% of last year's title, which was Black Ops 3. That is not good. It's still selling very good though. Don't get me wrong. So what's the problem? Battlefield 1 took a chunk out of COD's market. People are getting sick of the zippity jumping all over the place, and to be honest, it's kind of bad. Like, Infinite Warfare is terrible in game design when it comes to multiplayer, because you can craft better weapons, which means that the game is no longer balanced. You know, it's kind of aimed at, you know, microtransactions, and it's not just like a cosmetic thing. Like, you can buy technically better guns, while you have Battlefield 1 that has no microtransactions attached to it. You know, DICE actually gave the fans what they wanted, but Activision didn't. People want boots on the ground, they don't want boots in the space. You know, and who knows, maybe next year they'll go back to boots on the ground and not have supply drops, and, you know, people will like it, but we'll have to see. Now, Dishonored. Now, Dishonored 2 isn't doing that well compared to the first. So why is that? Because the first game had, you know, a pretty solid user base, and I think the problem here is just timing. Because if this was like a February game, I think it could have done well, like Dying Light, but unfortunately it just released around a lot of other big games, you know. And plus, graphically, the game doesn't look that more impressive. You know, it kind of still looks like the definitive version of the last one. Now, last up we have TitanFall 2. You know, TitanFall 2 is not doing good, you know, to the point where Vince Zampella basically has no idea what EA is talking about when, you know, they say they have full support for it. Look, two issues with TitanFall 2. One, people like me that played the tech test and realised that the game is no longer as fun as the first one, because the first one had different gameplay mechanics. Like, the systems work differently. This game just, you know, you drop titans from space and you have to run around and collect batteries. Like, that's just no, that's not Titanfall. So the tech test, I think, hurt the game. The PlayStation audience that called the game TitanFall apparently didn't buy it. And lastly, the game launched around COD and Battlefield. TitanFall 2 was sent out to die. For some reason, we may never find out, but that game's release date practically killed the game. The ironic thing is that you see all these people on Gaff absolutely love TitanFall 2, even though they called the first game TitanFall. Until next time, like and subscribe. I'm out. Have a good one.